Hello, family and friends. Thanks for joining me. For those that are interested in the Igbo language, I welcome you. If you're a novice like I am, I welcome you also if you're a native speaker. As most of you know that have been studying along with me, I actually try not to have any pride. And what I mean by that is that, I accept corrections, I accept suggestions, all those things as I continue to learn the ancestral tongue of the Igbo people of Southeast Nigeria. So my love is with everybody here, and it's been a fun journey. It's been about 9 months now. And again, I tell people all the time, I'm a student, not a teacher. So I've been making some mistakes along the way, and I accept corrections of the same. So I'm starting a new topic today as far as the verbal quizzing that I'm doing of myself. And that's going to be how to describe traveling and everything related to traveling in the Igbo language. This is actually a very long lesson as I'm going through only the first 50 words, but I'm sure this is probably going to be broken over 2, 3, if not more lessons to talk about everything in relation to traveling from the book that I'm studying off of. So in other words, in order to say traveling, you would say Ime En-Jame. That means traveling in Igbo. Ime En-Jame, traveling. All right, so obviously it would make sense to know what airport means. And airport has 3 words to it. And what helps me a lot is, of course, breaking these things down in its literal translations. And when I have that, I will definitely share that with you as we go along. And you'll see a lot of repetition in some of the words. You just modify the words a little bit and they just take on a different meaning. And you also have to remember with Igbo that it's a tone language. So how you say it is just as important as what you say. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and continue here then as well. To say airport, you would say Au-Doe, Oh-Bau. That's Au-Doe, Oh-Bau for airport. And how it's broken down, again, is a literal translation I do have for this one. Au-Doe, you'll see a lot in this lesson, means station. Okay, so it means a place. And Oh-Bau means a vehicle. So a vehicle of all types. In Igbo, they describe vehicles as land vehicles, air vehicles, water vehicles, so forth and so on. So, and then that last word is Elu, which means up. Okay, so how you change that and get it to say airport, it would be Au-Doe Oh-Bau. Au-Doe Oh-Bau, airport. And remember, anytime you're studying Igbo, it's just like English. They run words together. In other words, you get rid of some vowels when you do it. Kind of like what we do with do not. We turn it into don't. And the same thing with airplane. So you would say, instead of saying Oba-Elu, you would say Obalu, and you would drop that E in the ELU word. Okay, I'm just using the English translations of the letters. You don't pronounce them that way in Igbo as well. So again, airport is Au-Doe Oh-Bau airport. And that's the airport I flew into twice. Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. Let's move on. A lot of people, when they go through the airports, they actually carry a backpack instead of the carry-on bag. I'm still a carry-on bag type guy, but my buddy that travels with me, he uses a backpack. So you see those a lot in the airports. So backpack would be from 2 words, Azu-Paaki. Let me say it again, Azu-Paaki, backpack. And Azu means back, and Paaki means pack. So when you put it together, you get backpack. Azu-Paaki, backpack. And I thank my teacher for being on. En-Chidi, welcome. Okay, luggage, it also means load. Chidi also taught me this one too via Facebook. It's Ibu. Ibu stands for luggage or load. But in this case, what we're talking about is luggage. So it's Ibu for luggage or your baggage when you're traveling. Okay, boarding pass. I found this one very interesting from the literal translation to what it really means. Boarding pass. Now remember, when you see the letters that look like I, they actually becomes E's when you say them. And E becomes like an A sound, okay? So if it sounds strange to you, again, that's the reason why I'm pronouncing them that way. And of course, I'm still working on my pronunciation. I'm nowhere near perfect as well. But boarding pass would be Ikike En-Gah-Fay. Ikike En-Gah-Fay, boarding pass. From the literal translation, Ikike means right, and En-Gah-Fay means to cross. So right to cross means a boarding pass. Ikike En-Gah-Fay, boarding pass. Okay. Business class. Now, those that know me and my friends that are on here, you know I've never flown business class or first class. My economics, my budget will not allow that. So, but at least I know what it means in Igbo. And it's made of two words as well. It's Klah-See Ah-Zoe-Ma-He-Ah, meaning business class. And that breaks down literally as Klah-See, which means class, and Ah-Zoe-Ma-He-Ah means business. So you're really saying class of business. And what we turn around in English and call it business class. So Klah-See Ah-Zoe-Ma-He-Ah is business class. All right, moving on. Again, as I mentioned to you earlier, keep seeing that word Au-Doe, Au-Doe, and that just means station. And so when we saw airport, it was Au-Doe and then the word for airplane. But in this case, it's station for a bus, okay? Remember, like Igbo and many other languages around the world, probably most languages, they'll give the subject and then they'll give the adjective after the fact, right? All right, so same thing in this case. So you would say Au-Doe Au-Bau bus station. All right, that breaks down again to Au-Doe, meaning station, and the second word means bus or land vehicle in general. Because remember, Au-Doe, Oh-Bau, that means vehicle, and Allah means land. But again, this is one where you have to drop a word, drop a letter in Allah, and that first A is dropped. So it becomes Au-Doe bus station. Again, Au-Doe bus station. Okay, carry on. And this is what I usually have, of course, when I fly. So carry on will be pronounced Gaba Nee-Hue. Gaba Nee-Hue, carry on. And the literal would be Gaba, which is go, and Nee-Hue, which is in. So your go in on a plane is your carry on. So Gaba Nee-Hue, carry on. Okay, we're going to continue on our journey as if we had just gotten off the plane and now we're at the check-in counter. So to say that, you would say En-Day-Bahn-Yay, Mbata. En-Day-Bahn-Yay, Mbata, check-in. And that stands for En-Day-Bahn-Yay means registration, and Mbata means on arrival. So registration on arrival means your check-in. So En-Day-Bahn-Yay, Mbata, check-in. This is where I usually sit on the airplane. So it's not very comfortable, and this is exactly what we went through the last 2 years going over to Lagos. We were stuck like this. We didn't have any, not too much room. So you had to get up and walk around sometime because it was very, very cramped. And so this is the part of the plane I'm always in, which is a coach section. Say coach, it would be Koe-Chi. Koe-Chi for coach on the airplane. Okay, cruise. I've never been on a cruise. The wife is still trying to persuade me to go on one, but I think I'm gonna let this virus thing and all that kind of thing settle down first before we go on a cruise. But cruise would be En-Rue-Yar-Ee. En-Rue-Yar-Ee cruise. Okay. Departure. Departure, you have to drop the A in the word, so it becomes Ịpụ-Apụ, Ịpụ-Apụ, departure. And that what looks like an exclamation mark is almost like you're pronouncing T. It's like a real high E sound, E. So it's Ịpụ-Apụ for departure. Okay. Destination. If you notice, I use a little symbol that you find on your GPS systems to say, hey, this is where you're going, and that's your destination. With this one, these three words, actually, you drop vowels. You drop that last E in the first word, and you drop the second A in the second word. So it'd be, instead of saying E-Be-Ana-E-J, you would say E-Bah-Yay, E-Bah-Yay, destination. E-Bah-Yay, destination. Okay. Excursion, which means a very short trip. So you would see En-Jame. En-Jame actually just means travel in general. And Um-Bah-Tah. En-Jame, Um-Bah-Tah, excursion. I don't know what Um-Bah-Tah actually means, but it modifies En-Jame to say that it's a short trip, meaning an excursion. So En-Jame, Um-Bah-Tah, excursion. Okay. Explore. To explore while you're out would be En-Jame, Ea-Poe-Poe. En-Jame, Ea-Poe-Poe means explore, and it breaks down as En-Jame, which you know is travel, and Ea-Poe-Poe, which means to investigate. So when you investigate, when you travel, in English, that means exploring. So En-Jame, Ea-Poe-Poe, explore. Okay. Again, here's the part of the plane I can't afford, first class. And so again, you would start with the subject, and then you would give the adjective after the fact. In other words, you would describe it. So again, Klah-See is class, and Um-Bau means first. So what you're saying is class first in Igbo, which translates to first class in English. So it's Klah-See Um-Bau, first class. Klah-See Um-Bau, first class. Okay. All right, two words you've already seen, and you just put them together to describe the word flight in English. And it would be En-Jame, Oh-Bau. En-Jame, Oh-Bau. Again, En-Jame means to travel. And you're describing how you're traveling by airplane, which is Oh-Bau for airplane. So travel by airplane means flight. So En-Jame, Oh-Bau, flight. And again, you're dropping that E and A-Lu at the end. Okay. Flight attendant. Flight attendant. It takes a little bit more effort to pronounce the flight attendant word, but not much more than what we're used to in English if you really think about it. It would be On-Ye-Na-E-J, Oh-Bau, flight attendant. Again, On-Ye-Na-E-J, Oh-Bau, flight attendant. And it breaks down as On-Ye, which you'll see a lot when describing a person. It just means a person who, you know, something like that. On-Ye in Na-E-J means serving. And you've already seen this word plane in the past. It's Oh-Bau. So what you're saying is the person serving the plane, which means the flight attendant. So again, it's On-Ye-Na-E-J, Oh-Bau, flight attendant. Okay. In flying, you're going to eliminate one of the E's there in the first word. And so it ends up being Ifefe for flying. Ifefe for flying. Remember, the E's sound like A's in English. Ifefe, fly. Okay, again, you'll start seeing that word On-Ye. And again, it just means person. And Nduzi means guide. So the person that is the guide is the guide. Is how it translates. So it's On-Ye Nduzi, guide. Again, On-Ye Nduzi, guide. Okay, you'll see this word for road a lot in this lesson as well. And main road, it means actually highway in Nigeria. Sometimes in America, we call a whole lot of different types of road main road, but really in Nigeria, main road means highway. And so that's what we're describing right now. So the two words mean road, you put them together. So it would be Oporoza Mbasara. Oporoza Mbasara. So Oporoza means road, And Um-Bah-Tah means main. So you're saying road main or main road, meaning highway. So it would be Oporosa Um-Bah-Tah highway. Hotel sounds a lot like the English, but said with an accent to make it easy to remember. So it would be Hotelo, hotel. Hotelo, hotel. Okay. A small hotel, like an inn or a motel, you would just add the word that means little. So you're basically saying little hotel, meaning inn or a motel. So it would be Abere Hotelo. Abere Hotelo, meaning inn. So again, Abere means small and Hotelo means hotel. So small hotel is an inn. Abere Hotelo, inn. Abere Hotelo, inn. En-Jame means to travel or take a journey. You can also use En-Jame for journey or trip as well. So again, En-Jame just means travel, trip, or journey. En-Jame, journey. Allah means land. That's why you get Au-Bau for car, meaning vehicle over the land. So just Allah means land. Okay, landing, like when the plane actually comes down and lands safely, take you back to the terminal. For landing, you would say In-La-Data, landing. In-La-Data, landing. Okay, map is like saying map with an accent in English. So map would be Mapo, map. Mapo, map. Okay, move is a verb. So you would always see that exclamation point looking character there in front of you for a verb. So it means Inayari, move. Now that GH is actually one character in Igbo, and different dialects pronounce it differently. So I've elected to pronounce it as like a Y sound. I've heard some pronounce it as a Y sound and some more like an H sound. So I guess it just depends on the dialect you're talking about. But I would say Inayari, move. Inayari, move. Okay. Passenger, again, when you're describing a person, you often would see Onye. That just means a person. And EJ means going. So the person going along is the passenger. So it's Onye EJ, passenger. Onye EJ, passenger. Okay. Passport. You'll often see that first word, which means book, but you got to describe what type of book it is. And you already know what it is. En-Jame means travel. So you're saying book of travel or book for travel is passport. So it would be pronounced Akwokwa En-Jame, passport. That first word book is Akwokwa. Again, En-Jame, travel. So book of travel is passport. So again, Akwokwa En-Jame, passport. Okay. Bed. Now, bed is a tone word because if you don't pronounce it right, you'll be saying cloth. You'll be saying, think cry. I mean, it's like 4 different words that are spelled the exact same way as you see on your screen for bed. So to say bed, you have to say it in a deep tone. So bed is aqua, bed. Aqua, bed. Okay. Bed and breakfast, which is one of the ways that we can use for accommodations when we go different places. So bed and breakfast, you are described by a few words, just like you do in English. Instead of 3 words, you have four words in Igbo. So bed and breakfast would be aqua na inri otutu. And you break that down as follows. Aqua, you know, means bed. Na means and. Inri means food. And otutu means morning. So those two words at the end, En-Rue-Yar-Ee, you're basically saying food in the morning, which means breakfast. So that's how you get bed and breakfast. So again, it would be Aqua na En-Rue-Yar-Ee, bed and breakfast. The thing that most people dread is a bill. And so bill would be Ogwa bill. Ogwa bill. Charges, in other words. Okay. Pilot's a little bit more involved. But again, you'll see these words so commonly that it become a part of you. Onye, as you know, means the person. The second grouping of words, Nanya, you eliminate one of the A's in there. So you would say, you would eliminate, that is, the A in Anya. And so that's why you say Nanya instead of Na-Anya. And then you know how to say airplane at the end, which you eliminate that E, is Au-Balu. Okay, so put it all together. Onye, Nanya, Au-Balu, pilot. So again, Onye, the person. Nanya means driving. And Au-Balu means the plane. So the person driving the plane is the pilot. Onye, Nanya, Au-Balu, pilot. Okay. Port. You've already been introduced to at least two of the words here in other concepts. So remember, Au-Doe means station. Okay. Just like it was for bus station, just like it was for airport. Au-Doe. Okay. Then the next word you would have, Oh-Bau. Oh-Bau, remember, means a vehicle of some type, right? Remember, Oh-Bau-Elu meant airplane, right? And you also remember that Oh-Bau-Ala, means car. So in this case, we're talking about a water vehicle. So you would say Oh-Bau-Mmiri instead. So Oh-Bau-Mmiri means boat. So that's how you get port out of all this. Again, because Au-Doe means station or a place. Oh-Bau means vehicle, and Mmiri means water, so water vehicle. So a station for a water vehicle is a port. So Au-Doe, Oh-Bau, Mmiri means port. Au-Doe, Oh-Bau, Mmiri, port. Okay, or in other words, station for a boat. Okay, postcard has that root word of book, but you modify it, and you have to get rid of the O in Ozy at the end in order to pronounce it correctly. So to say postcard, you would say let me get it right. Aquo-Quasi postcard. Aquo-Quasi postcard. Okay, train. Again, you're seeing vehicle right in the beginning. Au-Bau means vehicle. But then you have to describe what type of vehicle it is after the word Au-Bau, as you did earlier. And in the last word, O-Loco, you have to drop that first O. So it just becomes loco. All right. So here's how it goes. It goes Au-Bau-Loco, train. Au-Bau-Loco, train. So again, Au-Bau means vehicle, and loco means train. A vehicle that's a train is a train, for short in English. Au-Bau-Loco, train. All right, so you've been introduced to all these words before. So to say railroad track, what you would have to say is road for a train. And we've already been introduced to the words for road, and we've already been introduced to the words for train. So we just put them together. All right, so to say road, you would say Oporosa, that's road, the first two words. The last two words then are train, so it would be Au-Bau-Loco. So that means railroad tracks, you put them together. So to say it all together, you would say Oporosa, Au-Bau-Loco. Oporosa, Au-Bau-Loco, railroad tracks. All right, almost done. We're on 39 of 50. Reservation would be Indo-Pota reservation. Indo-Pota reservation. The letter looks like a U with a dot underneath. That's a diacritic, and it's pronounced as an O. So Indo-Pota reservation. Okay. Resort is just like saying it, but with an accent. It's just like saying it in English with an accent. Let me say it that way. It's Resato resort. Resato resort. Again, Resato resort. Okay. To return, again, you see the exclamation point looking character that makes it a verb. And so to return, to go back somewhere or go back home after your trip, you would say Ilayachi, to return. Ilalachi, return. Ilayachi, let me get it right, to return. One more time. Ilayachi, return. Okay, again, you got road, and you'll see a lot of these dirt roads too, especially when you get into the village areas. The same thing as the U.S. The more rural you get, the less pavement you have. So the same thing as in the United States. So road in this case is, just like the others, it's no different. Oporosa road. Oporosa road. Okay, we encountered this already in breakfast, but breakfast by itself is said as En-Rue-Otutu, breakfast. Remember, En-Rue means food, and Otutu means in the morning. So food in the morning is your breakfast. And that's something I really miss about the food over there. Everything's so fresh. The eggs are fresh. The bread is just as soft as it can be. So it's just a different experience when everything is just fresh for you like that. Not out of the grocer's freezer. So it's En-Rue-Otutu, breakfast. All right, business center. Many hotels have that. Holiday Inns and all those that we have around here have a business center. If you don't bring your computer or laptop, you can use their laptops or whatever the case may be. Plugging yours to networks, all those type of things. So a lot of hotels have that. So that's a concept to know in Igbo as well. And it would be Etiti, which means center, and Azụmahịa, which means business, which you saw earlier when we studied business class, Klah-See, Azụmahịa. But business center, again, if you put it all together, then would be Etiti Azụmahịa, business center. Again, Etiti Azụmahịa, business center. Okay, we'll continue on with cable television. Cable television, I found very fascinating of how you would say that in Igbo. So you would start with Kabul. Kabul means cable. Igwe means machine. And Onyonyo means images. So what you're saying is cable and a machine of images, which means a television. So Igwe Onyonyo is television, a machine of images. All right, so to put it all together for cable television, you would say Kabul Igwe Onyonyo, cable television. Again, Kabul Igwe Onyonyo, cable television. Okay. Room is Ime-Ola. Ime-Ola room. Okay. Your route, in other words, your directions would be Oza route. Oza route. Okay, safari is a little more involved. If you talk about safari, I don't believe you can really go into a real safari, not in the city areas what I've been in Nigeria. That's more of East Africa, more like another country, like in Kenya and those different places. A lot of people mix that up and think safari is all over Africa when a lot of Africa is urban. But anyway, I find that hilarious just because people just really don't think and put everything in the same box and stereotype all of Africa as being the same, which is nothing, which is not even close to being true. When I was in Lagos, it felt like and looked just like I was in New York City, to be honest. It was so built up, high rises everywhere in the financial district, Totally different than what you would see on television. They don't put that about Africa on there. There's a lot of major cities with millions and millions of people and a lot of wealth there as well that never makes it onto television. But I don't want to be on my political soapbox with that. I just want to go ahead and continue to quiz myself on this and be corrected as well by my mentors over in Nigeria that's been helping with this. But to say safari, you would say En-Jame Ileta Omo Ano Mano. That means safari. And it breaks down as En-Jame, which means to travel, Ileta, which means to visit, and Omo Ano Mano means animals. So you're basically saying traveling to visit animals, which means safari. So again, it's En-Jame Ileta Omo Ano Mano, which means safari. Two more, and the lesson will be over. Again, we're looking at different types of vehicles, right? We've already studied buses, we studied planes, and now we're going to talk about boats again, but how to describe a boat that is sailing. So in this case, it would be Ea-Poe-Poe, which means to depart, Oh-Bau, which you know means vehicle, and Miri is the type of vehicle, a water vehicle, which means a boat. So to put it all together, you would say Ea-Poe-Poe Oh-Bau Miri, which it means sailing. Ea-Poe-Poe Oh-Bau Miri, sailing. All right, last one, and we're going to go ahead and end it. Seat, like on the airplane, would be Oche. Oche, seat. And it just means chair of any type. So chair in general just means Oche. And it means the same thing on the airplane. It means your seat. Oche. All right, so thanks again for joining. I'm going to continue to stay on this journey of learning my ancestral tongue of the Igbo of Southeast Nigeria. Thank you for joining and being a novice with me as I'm a student trying to learn, bumbling and stumbling my way along. And appreciate again all my mentors that have been helping me learn the language and correcting me along the way. I'm not a man with any pride. If I make a mistake, I'll correct it. So I bid you adieu by saying kachifo. I say that to my wife every night. That just means good night. All right, have a good day, and may God bless all of you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.